This is English program brought to you by BMEC. Our topic today is sentence. A common weakness in writing is the lack of varied sentences. Becoming aware of three general types of sentences, simple, compound, and complex, can help you vary the sentences in your writing. The most effective writing uses a variety of the sentence types below. Simple sentence. A simple sentence has the most basic elements that make it a sentence: a subject, a verb, and a completed thought. Examples. Number one, Jeremy likes to paint by himself. Jeremy is the subject, likes is the verb. Number two, everything was ready for the party. Everything is the subject, was is the verb. Number three, Arif and Al arrived at the bus station early but waited until noon for the bus. Arif and Al is the compound subject. Arrived and waited is the compound verb. Note: if you use many simple sentences in an essay, you should consider revising some of the sentences into compound or complex sentences. The use of compound subjects, compound verbs, prepositional phrases, and other elements help lengthen simple sentences, but simple sentences often are short. The use of too many simple sentences can prevent the writing from flowing smoothly. A simple sentence can also be referred to as an independent clause. It is referred to as independent because while it might be part of a compound or complex sentence, it can also stand by itself as a complete sentence. Compound sentence. A compound sentence refers to a sentence made up of two independent clauses connected to one another with a coordinating conjunction. We have coordinating conjunctions: fan, boys; for, and, or, nor, but, or, yet, so. Examples. Number one, our car broke down, so we took a taxi. Number two, Kinanti likes tea and Kaira likes coffee. Number three, Kasi will stay at home but Nicole will go shopping. If you rely heavily on compound sentences in an essay, you should consider revising some of them into complex sentences. Coordinating conjunctions are useful for connecting sentences, but compound sentences often are overused. While coordinating conjunctions can indicate some type of relationship between the two independent clauses in a sentence, they sometimes do not indicate much of a relationship. The word and, for example, only adds one independent clause to another without indicating how the two parts of a sentence are logically related. Too many compound sentences that use and can weaken writing. Clearer and more specific relationships can be established through the use of complex sentences. Complex sentence. A complex sentence is made up of an independent clause and one or more dependent clauses connected to it. A dependent clause is similar to an independent clause or complete sentence, but it lacks one of the elements that would make it a complete sentence. Examples. 1. Because Gemma and Son arrived at the bus station before noon. 2. While Chloe waited at the train station. 3. After the students left on the bus. Dependent clauses such as those above cannot stand alone as a sentence, but they can be added to an independent clause to form a complex sentence. Dependent clauses begin with subordinating conjunctions. Below are some of the most common subordinating conjunctions: after, although, as, because, before, even though, if, since, though, unless, until, when, whenever, whereas, wherever, while. A complex sentence joins an independent clause with one or more dependent clauses. The dependent clauses can go first in a sentence, followed by the independent clause. When the dependent clause comes first, a comma should be used to separate the two clauses. Examples. Number 1. Because Alicia and Diara arrived at the bus station before noon, I did not see them at the station. 2. While he waited at the train station, Gabriel realized that the train was late. 3. After they left on the bus, Gemma and Son realized that Joe was waiting at the train station. Conversely, the independent clauses can go first in the sentence, followed by the dependent clause. When the independent clause comes first, a comma should not be used to separate the two clauses. Examples. 1. I did not see them at the station because Gemma and Son arrived at the bus station before noon. 2. Jeremy realized that the train was late while he waited at the train station. 3. Gemma and Son realized that Jeremy was waiting at the train station after they left on the bus. Complex sentences are often more effective than compound sentences because a complex sentence indicates clearer and more specific relationships between the main parts of the sentence. The word before, for instance, tells readers that one thing occurs before another. A word such as although conveys a more complex relationship than a word such as and conveys. The term periodic sentence is used to refer to a complex sentence beginning a dependent clause and ending with an independent clause, as in while he waited at the train station, Jeremy realized that the train was late. Periodic sentences can be specifically effective because the completed thought occurs at the end of it. So the first part of the sentence can build up to the meaning that comes at the end. Beginning sentences with and or because. Should you begin a sentence with and or but? The short answer is no. You should avoid beginning a sentence with and or but or the other coordinating conjunctions. These words generally are used to join together parts of a sentence, not to begin a new sentence. However, such sentences can be used effectively because sentences beginning with these words stand out. They are sometimes used for emphasizing. If you use sentences beginning with one of the coordinating conjunctions, you should use these sentences sparingly and carefully. Should you begin a sentence with because? There is nothing wrong with beginning a sentence with because. Perhaps some students are told not to begin a sentence with because to avoid sentence fragments something like because Gemma and Son arrived at the bus station before noon is a sentence fragment, but it is perfectly acceptable to begin a sentence with because as long as the sentence is complete, as in because Gemma and Son arrived at the bus station before noon. I did not see them at the station. That's the end of our discussion on sentences, simple, compound, and complex. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye bye.